minute. Hey, it's Dr. Mia, your B3 specialist and board certified gynecologist at Me Bella Wellness Center. And we are super excited to be here today for weekly wellness with Dr. Mia and Dr. Michelle. So come on in the room. I want Dr. Michelle to introduce herself so we can get this conversation started about mindfulness, weight management. And you know we got to throw a little intimacy up in there. So Dr. Michelle, tell the people who you are. Half of them probably know.
Well, allow me to reintroduce myself. I am Dr. Michelle Clay, physician, certified holistic health counselor, clinical nutritionist, and alchemist. I blend all of that together like a delicious pot of gumbo into Freeality, which I am the founder and CEO of. And Freeality is a premium wellness experience providing tools to transform wellness through premium loose leaf herbal teas and curated coaching programs specifically for my fabulous women over 40. That is who I
am. Did y'all get that? So let me see. Comedian Joy is about to come on because I'm a little off this morning, so I'm just now sending her link. But she is coming on in the room, and we're going to be talking about mindfulness and weight management. Let me ask you a question, Dr. Michelle. So you are an expert in mindfulness and so many other things. Can we talk a little bit about how mindfulness goes along with weight management and how it helps us to live a better lifestyle and have a better relationship with food?
Absolutely. And the thing is, I had to really put this into practice recently because my dad is very, very, very sick. Okay. And trying to manage his care, his emotions, keep him lifted. I became stressed out, and your girl was stress eating. And stress eating to the point my go-to was chips.
Wait, who was stress eating?
Me.
Wow. Okay. And what was your go-to?
Chips, carrot cake, specifically with cream cheese icing, and Chick-fil-A. And anybody that knows me knows that I don't eat Yardbird outside of Jamaica. Okay. And I could feel in my body, I just felt like blah. I felt sluggish. My belly just, it's not even necessarily a bloat, but it just felt like blah. Okay. Right. My waist speeds broke, so I couldn't manage myself from day to day.
Did they break after you stopped doing your mindfulness or before?
Oh no, my waist speaks broke for a good thing, everlasting intimacy.
Oh, okay. Well, that's worth
so that's a good thing.
For sure.
Yes. So I hopped on the scale, which I don't usually do, and I had picked up almost 10 pounds. And so I've been with my dad now for over 2 weeks. And I said, you know what, girl, this is not who you are. So let's go back and practice some mindfulness and really shift my mindset. So whenever I would leave the hospital and I'm feeling heavy, I'm feeling stressed, then I would just incorporate another M, which is movement. And I would go for a walk outside. And in that moment, just being mindful. And mindfulness is just about being present in the moment and being aware. And so I was present in the moment, being aware of my surroundings, listening to the birds, getting into nature. And that would help me from going back to Chick-fil-A. Because don't think, a couple of times I was like, oh, I'm about to go to Chick-fil-A. And I'm on the phone with a friend and she said, you don't want to do that. I said, okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go to Five Guys. And she said, do you really want to do that? So instead, I came and was present in the moment so that I wouldn't make those kind of choices.
Okay. So we look like we got Comedian Joy up in the house, in the place to be. What's up, Comedian Joy? You driving?
I am on the road. I'm in the passenger seat. It's the early morning, but we still got to have these healthy weight tips and get our weekly wellness going.
Yes, girl. I was just talking to Dr. Michelle, and I know y'all know each other. Y'all have been on here several times together. But she was
Yeah.
talking about mindfulness and how she's like been going through stress and you know how we emotionally eat. So we're on the mindfulness part and how paying attention to what you're eating, how it makes you feel, and how that can really improve your lifestyle so that you can lose the weight and actually keep the weight off.
Well, it's funny that you all are talking about that because that's one of my triggers is that I'm a stress eater, but I have learned first thing I say, Joy, you are a stress eater.
Yeah.
Two, is this going to make the situation better? Three, if it's not in the house, then I win. If it's in the house, Joy lost.
Right.
So
So basically,
yeah,
so
I got, I
basically
can't
keep the
bring it
crap
out.
out your house.
Yes, that's definitely a starter.
So
But
mindfully shop.
yes. And so also what I'm learning at this age that we have got to start processing those emotions. This thing stressed me, but let's think about the thing that stressed me and how we're going to get rid of it versus just eating. Because if I keep eating it, then I'm going to be back the opposite way on the scale.
Right. And so
So
I'm be more
yeah,
stressed out.
correct. So
Right.
yeah, that's been a real thing that I've been challenged with a couple of times this week because it's easy to go get those chips. Because you know people gave leftover gifts and all of that. Okay, your friend go and bring you back pralines. Okay, but if I didn't have it in the house, I would have chose some good reality tea or some good healthy choices. So yes,
So, Dr.
so
Michelle, can you, when we're eating a meal, can you talk a little bit about some things that we can do for mindfulness? And this one other thing I want you to hit on after that, what I want to say before you start. So, Dr. Michelle never has had a problem with her weight. And so, y'all heard her say that she does not get on the scale. And she looked up and she gained 10 pounds and she didn't realize that she gained 10 pounds. So what I tell my patients is the scale doesn't lie. Get on that scale because now your weight can creep up on you so quickly. And if you're not paying attention, then you'll look up and you gained a lot of weight and it's much easier to get a small amount out. And I put Dr. Michelle in a different category because she's one of those people that's never had to really think about weight or weight hasn't controlled her. And she does really well at maintaining a healthy weight. Even if she gains 10 pounds, she's still a healthy weight. So I want to remind y'all to get on that scale. The scale does not lie. And Dr. Michelle is definitely an exception to that rule of being able to avoid the scale. Now, could you go forward with us on this mindful eating and some things we can do when we're eating a meal to help us to make better choices for our bodies?
So first of all, I don't think of my kitchen as just a place to prepare food. I think of my kitchen as my laboratory,
Mm,
knowing that in that space, in that laboratory, I have the science, I have the tools to create the prescription for what it is that I need. So once I came back to myself, from these chips and this carrot cake and the Chick-fil-A and all these other things, when I come into the kitchen, I'm like, what am I going to eat? Number one, to lift my mind, to lift my mood. And then that's how I make my choices. But it doesn't just stop there. I also have to be in the right kind of mindset and mood to prepare my food because I know that soul food is not greens and ham hocks and this, that, and the third. Soul food is whatever you put your heart, your energy, your soul, your spirit into. So if I'm in a bad mood, I do not step into my laboratory because that is going to alter my prescription. So
Say that
then,
one more time. If what now?
I'm flowing, so I might not say it exactly how I said
Right.
it.
If
What
your
did I
mood is
say?
off, if your mood is off, you avoid the what?
I avoid my laboratory, i.e., my kitchen, because I don't want to put the wrong kind of energy into my food, and it's going to alter the prescription that I'm preparing to lift my body and lift my mood. So once
Dr.
I'm in the right,
Michelle, are you saying that if I get stressed, that 10-piece wings ain't gonna make me feel better?
the second it touches your tongue, it might feel good, but the second that you swallow it, you're gonna feel like, ugh. Okay, you're gonna feel bloated, you're gonna start swelling, and that's another reason that I knew I was way off. I couldn't get my rings on.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't because I was swollen. I had gained 10 pounds and my fingers were swollen. So you're going to be bloated. You're going to be swollen. If you've been avoiding that 10-piece wing, any kind of fried food, as soon as you eat it, then you're going to start feeling kind of nauseous. Like your stomach is going to feel that 3-day-old grease instantly. Okay. Um, so then once I've prepared my foods, my godfather taught me long ago that you eat with your eyes first. So therefore, I don't just slap the food on the plate. I arrange it in such a way because I think of my plate as my canvas.
Mm.
So I'm gonna arrange the cucumbers a certain way. I'm gonna slice the avocado. I know how to do create little flowers, look like little flowers with my cucumbers, and make my plate look like a canvas, a rainbow canvas. So they know they said Skittles taste the rainbow. No, no. You want to eat a rainbow of fruits and vegetables, and your plate should look as such.
Right.
And then there's some other things you can do specifically when you are choosing foods that are not only good for weight release and weight management, but also your mood. Like avocados are a great source, anything that's high in vitamin C. And often people think of citrus fruits being high in vitamin C, but actually strawberries are higher in vitamin C than
Mm.
citrus fruits.
Mm. I got some strawberries in there now.
I do too. I'm about to make a smoothie.
Now listen, I've been incorporating a lot more fruits and vegetables in my diet, but when I clean them chicken bones, that is where I feel great. So I'm gonna need to get my wings where you get yours, so that way I can think about it and sub out my chicken for some strawberries and some avocado. Because we eat avocado with the chips and salsa. I'm just being real, but I'm
Right.
gonna refine the way I think about my stress and my eating.
Right.
But
But
look, if you having salsa or guacamole, you're getting a lot of fresh things in there because you're getting cilantro, you're getting the avocados, you're getting lime, you're getting onions.
And a tequila with margarita.
I heard somebody once say, "I'd rather eat my calories than drink them."
Facts. That
mm,
is true.
yeah. It depends on the day. It depends on the day. It depends on the day. All right. So now when we switch over to we're talking about weight management, we're talking about mindfulness. We know everybody's trying to get their summer body together and everybody's trying to pay attention. I think a lot of people are just on the struggle bus with the weight management and they're trying to figure out things that they can do to make this whole journey of healthy living easier. So we talked about mindfulness and choosing your foods. What about mindfulness when you're eating to know so that you don't overeat? How do mindfulness and overeating and eating the right amount all play into each other?
So I just had to use this last night because I left the hospital. I was feeling really down and just really heavy. And so I came in and I asked my cousin, just bring me one piece of pizza. That's it, one piece. And so I had the piece and he said, "Oh, you want something else?" I said, "No, I'm being present, mindfulness present. I'm being aware and I can tell that I am satisfied. If I if I buy into my mood, okay, and eat more, I'm going to feel full. I'm going to feel bloated. And today, which would be next day, I wouldn't be able to put my rings on.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, you know what? I'm satisfied. I'm going to stop right here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So everything is just really about being present and being aware. Okay. A lot of times we're stressed out and we just going on autopilot, body just running, running, running. I know that's how I feel when I'm eating chips because I'm just putting it to my mouth. I'm not really tasting it. I'm not even really being present of how I'm feeling until I look up, the bag is gone and my stomach feeling some kind of way.
Right.
So and that's when I'm not practicing mindfulness. So it, like I said, it's really all about being present, being aware, being tuned in to what you're feeling and how you're feeling.
Right. And even
So
and I
that's,
think about oh go ahead, comedian Joy.
I just want to ask, how do you get people to start to think about making those decisions in the moment? Because it sounds like that it's a lifestyle change that you have already made ahead of time versus, you know what, this stressed me out, I'm having a bad day, I'm just going to go Krispy Kreme because the light is on. Because I truly think that it is a thing that you just have to start doing on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It's a practice. You know, it is something that you just start, just like when you were learning to ride a bike. The first time you got on a bike, you couldn't ride it. You may be falling off, and eventually you weren't necessarily falling, you were wiggling, and at least had the sense enough and presence enough to, at least I can put my foot down right quick, before I topple over on my side. So
Right.
the same way that you practice riding a bike is the same way that you practice mindfulness.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and mindfulness, one way to practice mindfulness is through meditation. Dr. Mia knows I talk about meditation all the time. And what I notice is that if I get up and I just get started in my day, like, oh my God, I got to do this, I got to get started. And I don't start with meditation, that's when I do not make the healthiest decisions,
Mm-hmm.
not just food wise, but emotionally, or don't make the best decisions with my time management, everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so meditation, you don't have to, do it all long and this, that, and the third. It's a practice. Sometimes it's just about making the decision of, let me stop and just take a moment for me.
Mm-hmm.
One way that I practice mindfulness and meditation is through me making my teas. When I make a cup of tea, you have to be mindful and present in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't, the saying, a watch pot never boils. Okay. You can't make the water get hotter any quicker. It is what it is. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You
Mm-hmm.
can't make the tea steep any quicker. Okay, it is what it is. So you have to stop, be patient, and be present for that tea to steep, for the water to boil, for the tea to steep, for it to be ready for then you to sip on it.
Right.
So, pardon me, my cousin's so loud, y'all. Sorry.
And the other thing I think about too is I think about how things make me feel, because it used to be a
Yes.
time where I could eat whatever I wanted and it didn't bother me. I could eat Chick-fil-A and I didn't feel bad afterwards. But now if I eat Chick-fil-A, my stomach is gonna hurt. I'm gonna have severe stomach pains. I'm gonna have diarrhea. You know what I mean? Like, so now I start thinking about how the foods make me feel. When I eat a salad, how do I feel after eating a big salad with lots of vegetables and healthy protein? I feel great. How do I
Right.
feel after I eat some fried wings from one of the fast food places? I don't feel great. I enjoy the wings while I'm eating them. But an hour later, my stomach is starting to rumble. When I eat
Yeah.
enriched flour bread, I feel bloated. I feel gassy. It's not sexy. So now I think paying attention to how the foods make me feel, what makes me feel good, even though I don't even like my shake in the morning. I drink a ready-made shake that's plant-based. I know I'm only drinking that for my nutrition. I don't like the way it tastes, but I like the way it makes me feel. It satisfies me. It's not a lot of calories. I'm getting my protein in. It gets me through the first half of my morning, my morning start. So it gives me those 2 to 3 hours of being satisfied. So I think too, paying attention to not only what the food looks like, how the food smells, how you're feeling, whether you're hungry, whether you're full, whether you're starving, but also afterwards, how did that food make you feel? And usually the foods that you shouldn't eat make you feel terrible. So it could be a reminder as to why you don't want to make those choices.
Your body is talking to you. Your body is always talking to you. You make the choice whether or not you want to listen and pay attention. And to your point, Dr. Mia, like you were saying, basically you have created a new memory around certain foods. A lot of times we go to these unhealthy foods, the chips, the cakes, the cookies, the chicken wings, all this, because there's used to be a good memory associated with it.
Right.
But
Or at
once
least
you
instant gratification, like right then you feel good. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But now you've created a new memory. When I eat this, I'm bloated. I have diarrhea. My stomach is cramping. So you've created a new memory. You know what I'm saying? Um, So that's what about eating fruits if pre-diabetic? So it really depends on what fruits that you are eating. There you can look it up because we need God and Google. Okay, God and Google, and it will tell you what foods have a higher glycemic index. But
Mhm.
foods such
Say
as,
that again, Dr. Michelle, and explain to them what glycemic index is, because we pay
well,
attention
thank you.
to
Let me
that.
keep it simple.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I gotta. What's going on with my light? I'm using the natural light, but the sun moves. I gotta move with the sun. Okay, so glycemic index simply means certain foods that have a higher sugar content. So your fruits that are like pears and apples, things with the skin that you're going to eat the skin with it, that's gonna be a great choice because you have that natural fiber to help cleanse out as well. All right, so I hope that that answers your question.
So like
Now,
a lot of
also for
bananas that you don't eat the skin on, that's gonna have a higher glycemic index than a green apple, right?
correct, correct.
And then when we say high glycemic index, what that means, y'all, is that it makes your insulin levels go high. And remember, when
Mhm.
you're trying to lose weight, if your insulin levels are high, it's hard to burn fat. So those foods that have a high glycemic index are going to be worse for people with insulin resistance or pre-diabetes. That means that you shouldn't necessarily eat a lot of that because it's going to make your A1C or hemoglobin A1C worse.
hmm Now, one thing that is really good that I help my daddy with and other clients, other coaching clients who are pre-diabetic or already have diabetes is cinnamon. Now, I
Mm.
don't mean cinnamon in a cinnamon roll. Okay, let's be clear.
Right, right. You got to tell some people, Dr. Michelle.
Yeah, I got to
I like
clarify
nuts
this.
on it. I like nuts on it. Nuts is healthy.
But cinnamon, like I make certain teas, or if for my clients, I may make them a customized herbal formulation with cinnamon because studies show that cinnamon helps with insulin resistance. So therefore, that can help bring down your blood sugars.
Hmm. So,
Dr. Mia, earlier you were saying how foods made you feel.
yeah.
So, question, is it because you have chosen to eat more healthier things and then when you go back to unhealthy, that it can make your body feel that way? Or is it because we're getting younger? Or
Right.
is it also the food is different now? Because
Yeah.
I'm the chicken lover. I've noticed like different parts of chicken that I think these restaurants are using different chicken types, but I'm also noticing that too. But I have also made the on purpose choice to eat more fresh fruits, more salads and things like that. So the other foods does not make me feel as good. So
Right.
that's what I'm wondering. Is it a combination?
Yeah. I,
Because as
I
we
do
go in
think
the other way aging, our bodies are changing.
right. And I think that's a big part of it. I think one is the aging process. Your belly cannot take what it used to take. So things that didn't upset your stomach before definitely do now. Your GI tract can be off as you're older. A lot of women notice that it's harder for them to stay regular. And if in order to stay regular, once we're in this, what me and Joseph call the growth spurt phase of life, meaning all of these crazy transitions that we weren't expecting, what you do notice is that it's harder to lose weight, it's harder to digest food. And so the foods that are more man-made and super processed, because if you think about it, look how many people are in line at Chick-fil-A. Where they getting all this chicken from? That's what Joseph always says, like it's every Chick-fil-A in the United States of America, from the time they open to the time they close. They have people constantly going in.
Sure.
How are we making more chickens to serve all of these people, including the grocery store? So we know it's some form of processing, mass production. So those things just our bodies don't agree with because it's not real food. It's not God, food that he put on the earth is something that's been changed genetically and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I do think it's important to choose what kinds of meat you eat. So that's why I go to like Sprouts. It's less expensive than whole food, but I'm still getting chicken that doesn't have all the antibiotics and all the crap in it that definitely upset my stomach. Because if I cook chicken at home, I can have fried wings at home with the air fryer and get my organic chicken. I'm not going to have any stomach upset. If I go get some fried wings from one of the fast food restaurants, I don't care if I eat wings only and avoid the fries. I'm still going to have some kind of GI upset, and it's not going to make me feel good. So I think it's a combination of our aging, our food is changing, And then our bodies are getting to the point, especially once you stop eating it, where you really notice the difference. If you're eating healthy all the time and eating the foods that make you feel good, when you eat a food that doesn't make you feel good, it's a lot more noticeable. So I agree, it's all three.
Absolutely. I did want to circle back to something you said earlier, Dr. Mia, when you were talking about in the morning, you start with a protein shake. It doesn't taste good, but you know that you're getting the benefits. I don't believe in doing stuff that don't taste good, that's not pleasurable. And
Mm-hmm.
so you can still get the same effect with a protein shake, but spice it up so that
Right.
it is pleasing to you. Because when
Mm-hmm.
there's something that feels good to you, tastes good to you, you're experiencing pleasure, it's easier for that to become a habit. And I personally believe that we should experience pleasure every day.
Mm-hmm. I do too. I agree. But now, what I did have to do for my personality type is retrain myself to know that every meal that I have may not taste good, but I still have to treat my body like the temple and give it the things that it needs. So when I make my own shakes at home, I do try to make them taste good. But sometimes when you're busy and you're running all over like a chicken, you got to do what's healthy and what's convenient at that moment. So every single meal may not be delicious, but make sure you have some times where you can sit down, mindfully eat and enjoy your meal for the day, but still try to make those healthy choices that are going to work better for your body and your digestive tract so you don't feel horrible and gain a bunch of weight from eating terrible food.
Absolutely.
So thank y'all for joining today. We wanted to talk
Thank
about
you, Dr.
mindful.
Mia.
Thank you. We want to talk about mindful eating, mindfulness, weight management, and then we all know that to experience everlasting intimacy and enjoy the gift from God, a huge component of that is eating healthy, living a healthy lifestyle, maintaining a healthy weight. Those are the people who will be able to have orgasms until they die. For
Yes.
those of us who don't want to put the time in, you got to put time, energy, and sacrifice into experiencing everlasting intimacy. So one of the ways that we do that is what we choose to put in our mouths and how we choose to eat. Comedian Joy and Dr. Michelle, I want to go through and let everybody tell the people how to find you, how to get your information, let the people know what you're up to. I'll go ahead and do mine at Me Bella Wellness Center. Y'all know we offer gynecology, weight management, hormone pellet therapy, intimacy services, laser hair removal, and total wellness with supplements. Our focus is gynecology for women and adolescents, but we do all those other services for women and men. Our goal is to help you live well, age well, and experience everlasting intimacy. Don't forget to tune in on tomorrow with me and Joseph when we talk on ageless intimacy about what I don't remember, but tune in. It's going to be great. Go ahead, Dr. Michelle. Introduce yourself to the people, and Comedian Joy, take us out.
So thank you so much, Dr. Mia, for allowing me to come and share with your audience, with your people. Y'all know I'm Dr. Michelle like Obama, Clay like Cassius, and I am the CEO and founder of Freeality, which is an expression of my purpose, a premium wellness experience. I provide premium loose leaf herbal teas, which really are relaxing escapes of wellness in a cup, and curated programs for fabulous women over 40. Thank you for putting my link up on the screen. And coming up next week, and Dr. Mia is one of my super friend guests, I will be having the Release Pleasure Virtual Summit on Tuesday and Wednesday, starting at 8:30 p.m. EST, that's 7:30 p.m. CST, back over where y'all are. And so it's really about experiencing things you can do to experience pleasure every day. Because
We
listen,
we want to talk about that, girl.
love it. You have to do some little things to, as I say, prime the pump. If you aren't experiencing pleasure in the bedroom, we got to start with outside the bedroom so that what you can have everlasting intimacy forever,
Ever, ever.
ever.
Look, with or without a partner, either way, you need that intimacy and you need those endorphins that come from that kind of physical intimacy so that you can live a long time.
Yes.
Comedian Joy.
Well, now I was gonna say if she need to get some practice, we're here for you. How the session is gonna turn out. All right, so everybody, I'm comedian Joy. I host the Eat, Drink, and Ride food tour. I also have your distillery tours and also your trips for travel experiences. So we're going to start elevating folks' travel with some luxury spaces. So y'all get your coins up, and I'm going to be showing you some great places to go. So when you need to get out, relax, and have fun, you need to call your girl. Look me up. Everything's on the website. That's comedianjoy.com. I can't wait for another wonderful session of weekly wellness because these are learning adventures and they're also fun. But at the same time, we really mean everything that you hear on these sessions and we actually practice them. So I missed you this week, Dr. Mia, when I got my pellet, but your team was amazing as usual. Brittany took care of me, got me in and out, so I will be turned up because I'm heading to Panama on Monday. So I'm going to be ready.
So it's such a tough life, comedian Joy, you live these days. Such a tough life.
I know it's hard now. If I get some wings, I'm going to be thinking about Dr. Michelle. I'm going to be like, well, I think I enjoy it a little bit.
You got way better food to eat in Panama than some wings.
Well, that's true. Yes, I do want to eat local.
Yeah.
But I'm going to choose some healthy stuff too.
Yeah, you're going to get, because it's easier, but in other places outside the United States to eat some healthy food.
Right, because the food is way better and way different.
Yes. Well, y'all have a fabulous rest of y'all Saturday. Thank you for joining us. I hope you learned something. Go live well, age well, and experience everlasting
intimacy.
Everlasting. Bye.
Forever, ever.